Hello, my name is Zachary Jones, and today I will be talking about stem cells. I will be talking about why they are the future of medicine. I will be talking about how they've been used in the past a little bit. So, I would consider this very important um, if you're somebody that's interested in medicine or just it's really interesting just in general. Stem cells can be used for a number of things. I mean, they're used to they have been used to treat different spinal cord injuries, diabetes, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, different like scarring from burns. I know cancer is another one that uses stem cells. So it has a numerous amount of uses that can be used for the public. Jumping right into it, stem cells are basically the body's own raw materials. Um, the Mayo Clinic describes them as cells that are specialized with functions to be able to regenerate. Um, and these daughter cells that they regenerate can either become new stem cells or they work as cells where they're needed to sort of fix the issue for whoever needs the treatment. I recently heard about stem cells in a Joe Rogan podcast, and that's why I chose to do this topic because I just thought it was so different than anything I've heard before. I know he was talking. Well, he was actually in an interview with a UFC fighter, and they were talking about how they got a stem cell treatment in their knee because they had just tore it so many times, and it was basically bone on bone. The muscle and all the tendons in there were like really worn away, and they got a stem cell treatment. And Joe himself got a stem cell treatment in his shoulder because he wasn't able to move it, and he was able to. They're now able to function like they never were injured, and I think that's very important. Um, I spoke about that in my biology in the news one. I also spoke about an article where a woman was cured from HIV because she received a bone marrow from two donors. A stem and the two donors they gave her the stem cells from her bone marrow. That's how they implemented it. They both contained a mutation that blocks the HIV virus, which she already had obtained. So it canceled it out, and the new cells basically killed off the old cells that were giving her trouble. I also have a few pictures. I'm gonna try to put them here or here, but it's another place where a lot of people can be exposed to the idea of stem cells. I saw these on Twitter. It's just talking about like how stem cells. One of the things says you could be anything you want when you grow up, and it's a little stem cell in a plate getting ready to go underneath a microscope, and that's kind of basically the joke is stem cells can become anything because they have the ability to turn into anything. The other meme was a stem cell store, and this guy was looking for parts for his body, and the little joke there is that he can rebuild himself with stem cells. It's just talking about like how stem cells. One of the things says you could be anything you want when you grow up, and it's a little stem cell in a plate getting ready to go underneath a microscope, and that's kind of basically the joke is stem cells can become anything because they have the ability to turn into anything. The other meme was a stem cell store, and this guy was looking for parts for his body, and the little joke there is that he can rebuild himself with stem cells. So basically, the scientific article I did on this topic was from publicmedical.gov. It's two researchers talking about how they plan on using stem cells to target Alzheimer's patients. They plan on putting the stem cells in areas of their brain that experience the most deterioration. They had originally been testing rodents that had brain injury, and the rodents, it showed that their neurons were firing more after the stem cells, and it shows that they have progression, and that this is a great spot for humans to possibly moving forward. Personally, my brother actually had cancer, and I was very young at the time. I was only a few years old, but he did receive a stem cell treatment. I didn't know this. I actually asked my mom about it when I was telling her about the project I was doing, and I found out that he also had received a stem cell treatment in his spinal cord, and we don't know for sure because it was so new at the time. Like, this is early 2000s, but he did go into remission, like, very soon after getting that treatment. We don't know for sure. I don't want to give it a false hope because it is, at the time, it was so new, so I don't think we'd ever be able to find out. But it was a clinical trial too, because he was one of the first to be able to do it. They put him on everything to try to save him. Unfortunately, he did pass away, but he did at the time go into remission after getting stem cell treatments, and it definitely eased the pain. I know that he wasn't suffering as much, so for that reason, I believe this is an amazing idea. Anything to ease the pain of those that are just suffering. For burn victims, they don't want to feel different. They don't want to feel disfigured. If these stem cells can, make them feel less like they're different. Cancer patients like my brother, if it can ease the pain, if it can give them hope, Alzheimer's, horrible thing to go through, and if you can stop deterioration and possibly move this forward into no deterioration and coming back from Alzheimer's, then I think this is a great idea. And I fully back it personally, and yeah, so